It might be my time, but I don't really care about the fame. It might be my time, but I don't really care about the fame. I'm just trying to see if I can make it in the game. You can call me insane and say I'm on my brain, but I'ma do this shit anyway. It might be my time, but I don't really care about the fame. I'm just trying to see if I can make it in the game. You can call me insane and say I'm on my brain, but I'ma do this shit anyway. Look at me now, bitch, I'm shining so bright. Bright as a diamond, checking my flex. What are you buying? Hop on a jet, bitch, I'll be flying. Calling me Uzi, but this is no Myron. Hearing my roar just like I'm a lion. My time is now, they say I be climbing. Clashing so hard, I'm the clash of the Titans. My time is now. Light up the gas and pass it around. Checking my feet, trying to see what's been going down. This my new sound, this my new town. If you fuck with it, let's go down. Go way down, deep downtown with my crowd. Cruising while smoking it loud. You talking shit, boy, that's a technical foul. I'm on the go and I'm on the prowl. Tell you what's gonna happen, now you be acting like you don't know me. Why you be lacking? You a fucking phony. Got a few bros, but I'm still lonely. Got no host, but I got a few trophies. But let me end it with this. This is a toast for all my homies that doing the most. Hopping from city to city, I swear we be hitting the road. This is the life, we ain't gonna fold. Hitting the top of the charts, I swear we be keeping it sold. Rip off the tops, I'm going in hot. This is that type of shit in with a pop. Whipping the city while dodging the cops. 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 It might be my time, but I don't really care about the fame. I'm just trying to see if I can make it in the game. You could call me insane and say I'm on my brain, but I'ma do this shit anyway. It might be my time, but I don't really care about the fame. I'm just trying to see if I can make it in the game. You could call me insane and say I'm on my brain, but I'ma do this shit anyway.
So look at me now, they're wondering how I'm screaming loud up to the clouds that I finally made it. No more worrying about my life and where I am going. Floating on ocean, smoking that potent, calling incredible. Smoking on cookies, it's medical. Smoking on cookies, it's medical. Taking that dab and eating that edible. Now hold up a minute and switch up the flow. Now look at me now, I never go slow. Walk in the club and I turn that bitch up and I never give up and I never act tough. I'm just doing my thing and I try and stay humble. Push me so hard I go ape in the jungle. Now look at me now, I'm soaring through clouds. The spaceship is currently up off the ground, cruising the air and we ain't coming down. Don't ever intend to, it's not in my plan. Keep one finger up, always up to the man. The government's crazy, they did it again. All the division would think it'd be sicker than hell, but what can I do? Fuck it, oh well.
I'ma do this shit anyway. It might be my time, but I don't really care about the fame. I'm just trying to see if I can make it in the game. You can call me insane and say I'm on my brain, but I'ma do this shit anyway.
Look at me now, bitch, I'm shining so bright. Bright as a diamond, checking my flex. What are you buying? Hop on a jet, bitch, I'll be flying. Calling me Uzi, but this is no Myron. Hearing my roar just like I'm a lion. My time is now, they say I be climbing. Clashing so hard, I'm the clash of the Titans.
My time is now. Light up the gas and pass it around. Checking my feet, trying to see what's been going down. This my new sound, this my new town. If you fuck with it, let's go down. Go way down, deep downtown with my crowd. Cruising while smoking it loud. You talking shit, boy, that's a technical foul. I'm on the go and I'm on the prowl.
Tell me.
Run up on 'em with the Mag 10 thumping. This is my life and you can't tell me nothing. I'ma keep rolling, I'ma keep on stunting. Doing my own thing, staying out till the morning. Run up on 'em with the Mag 10 thumping. This is my life and you can't tell me nothing. I'ma keep rolling, I'ma keep on stunting. Doing my own thing, staying out till the morning. I'ma run up on them with the Mac 10 thumping. Popping rounds down the block, they all be jumping. This, that type of shit, they all be bumping. Telling you right now, this my calling. My comparison is like a volcano. I'ma keep on playing shows, going places you can't go. Got me speaking Spanish now too. No, prende, going hasta luego. Yeah. Mirado todo despedirse. En la noche creo que es mi momento. Pero yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Rap Sheet Kings Cole podcast. You know what's good, baby. You know what's good, baby. All right, my Colts fans out there, baby. You know what's good. We're going to get it popping again. All right? We've got a couple things I'm going to get into today. A couple key things I'm going to hint on about the Titans game from this past week on Sunday. We'll talk a little bit about what I believe could be going wrong within the organization, what we can do to maybe adjust some things, fix some things. I don't think it's Frank Reich, personally. He might have a little bit of an involvement and say to where it might be affecting potentially what I ultimately think. But I don't think Frank Reich is the center of the problem here at all. I'll get into all that in a second. We'll probably go for about 40 minutes or so, 45 hour. We'll see what we all get into, see how long I can carry it for. But you guys, there's so much crazy talk. I mean, I've been watching like a lot of stuff. You know me, every week I gotta wait to really pull my stuff up and let you know what I think personally. Because, dude, I mean, we've been hitting some bets here lately, occasionally, and they've been pretty nice, pretty high odds. I mean, it's fun to do the dollar long shot ones, you know what I mean? So, occasionally, we've been I was getting really close there the first 2 weeks, and then my stepdad, he's actually done the better out of the two of us these last 2 weeks. With the third and going into the third and fourth week. But yeah, a couple of things that I do think I will cover throughout the segment is cover a couple injuries, cover what's going wrong in the organization. We'll cover the Titans game, obviously. I got a lot of good things from the game, but I mean, we'll get into it. And then we'll also talk about the Broncos game as well. Outside of those things, probably just be statistical stuff, what's been going on and what's probably going to happen leading into tomorrow night's game. Pretty big game. We're not looking too good. They're not looking too good. We'll get more into that too. We'll start it all off, though, mainly on how this last week's Titans game went. I know I've seen a lot of pressures. I know everybody else has already covered it. We've already seen from Frank Reich and the players, from their media availability. I've caught up with all that. Kent Sterling's been on top, Kent Sterling's been on top of all of it. Covered a lot of good stuff today and yesterday as well. He did. I mean, the only person that's really been down on us, I mean, you always know Pat loves the Colts, but he expects great things, and we're not giving great things. It gives him doubts, but I mean, I can see the doubts on him when he's live and stuff, but he still got the same love, so it'll be alright. But Mad Dog's really hating on us. It wasn't even Stephen A. or Swagoo. It's not too many guys. I mean, obviously, our own reporters are going to nick and pick certain different things. There was one reporter, he said one thing to Frank Reich in that presser at Lucas Oil, and he had the Lucas Oil stand, and it was like, I believe it was like 2 days ago. It was either 2 or 3 days ago. But there was a presser, and there was this one guy. I had it pulled up earlier. I should have clipped it, and I was gonna like give creds and throw the snippet up for you guys. But it was this presser at Lucas Oil, and this reporter literally was like, he said, so obviously we can't score points in the first half, and it's not just a fluke because it happens every damn game. So it's definitely a problem. He said, what the hell are we going to do about that? Like, for one, Mr. Reporter, dude, you fucking piece of shit.
Sorry for my language, but why are you cussing at the head coach that's making millions of dollars when you don't even make a fraction of his check? You think you got the authority to be cussing at him because of your audience? Heck no. I do not believe that. You better show some respect if you're going to be allowed into that press conference room in my eyes, I believe. And I didn't believe that he gave Frank Reich that very much respect. I like how Frank Reich really opens up to any question. He'll take on pretty much any question. He might not answer it the way you want him to, which is what you want out of a head coach most of the time. You can't just give your game plan out to people and let everybody know what's going on internally. You'll get pieced and picked apart. I mean, you just don't do that. But anyway, I don't believe that was very cool. But I mean, in that presser, that I just couldn't believe that. Because obviously, you know the problem. We can't score in the first half in any of these games hardly. We cannot get it going in the first half. Let alone our defense can't stop them in the first half. They just can't stop them in the first half. My biggest thing is we've got to get our first half team going. Not just our offense, not just our defense, but the whole entire team. But going back to the Titans game, I think it was 24-3 at half. Let me look. Okay, it was 24-10. It's not terrible. I thought it was like 24-3. It felt like we were down like that entire first half, alright? So, when it comes down to it, there's only one touchdown scored entirely in the second half. Which tells me all of these teams are getting tired in the first half. And we have great conditioning because we come out the second half ready to go. We haven't even had Shaq. I mean, he came back and then got concussed by one of our own teammates. But, I mean, when you have Zaire Franklin playing the way he is right now, you can have Shaq Leonard take a little bit of extra time to make sure your number one, number two player on defense, him or Buckner's one of the two. But the way Buckner's been playing hasn't been number one worthy, and Shaq hasn't been in. So, I mean, I guess you could still give it to him technically because he hasn't done anything to lose it. But because when he did come in, he had two key stops as soon as he came in. But at the beginning of that game. But Zaire's playing great. So with Zaire playing great like that, and you have Bobby too, there is no way I rush him back. There's no chance I rush Shaq back, which is why they have him out. The new protocol for the concussion. They were hinting on it about the spotters and all that on the McAfee show the other day. I heard that they're going to get a lot more intricate. I guess there was something happened with Tua's doctor down there and the neurologist and yada yada. And you can look more into that on their stuff. But I don't know too much about it just from what they said and what I retained from it. But it kind of blew my mind. I was like, man, yeah, that's kind of wild. So ultimately, at the end of the day, you're going to take it easy with Shaq just because of the surgery and then recent concussion positive. It's just, you got to take it easy. But you got Zaire playing great. Bobby could take a step up, but Zaire's playing great. He's playing great. I told Bobby he was going to make All-Pro and Zaire was going to make Pro Bowl. Well, Bobby might not make anything and Zaire might make Pro Bowl for sure. I mean, we'll see. But right now, Zaire is playing amazing. He's really taking a step up with a teammate on a knee, taking a knee, you know what I mean, on recovery. And he's really stepped up to the plate. That's great. Blackman also didn't play last week. I thought that was weird. We played another rookie. He didn't do terrible. I mean, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan actually did throw for a lot of yards. He does end up throwing for a lot of yards. It's just that dude cannot protect the ball. Everybody knows it. We can't deny it. We've got to figure out what the heck his fumbling issue is. And like Reich said at that presser at Lucas Oil as well,
you can't blame. It's not all to blame on Matt Ryan. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we've got to figure out and how to get it under control. Cause I get it. You're comfortable with your center, Matt Ryan, and the way he played. Atlanta center, Philly center. There's another center that's just nasty. They were talking about it on the McAfee show, and I really looked into that in depth in some plays outside of that, and dude, they were eating. They were eating. So it's just they're amazing. The holes they create. Hinting on that, we have a Pro Bowl center in Ryan Kelly. So like I said before, All Pro is better than Pro Bowl. But if you're on the Pro Bowl, dude, that is a title. That is nice. You want that. I mean, that's nothing but a appraisement. So at the end of the day, we've got to get it under control. Because there was one long snap that Matt Ryan, he acted it was so terrible. He took it and yeah, it was a little bit to the right, but he scooped it up like that and threw it up in the air. It's like, bro, that hike wasn't that high, man. You're making Ryan Kelly look bad. You gotta make your guys look good, man. Come on. So they've got to figure out what's going on, because I'm almost to the point where you just take the chance and put Foles in. I mean, what can go wrong? I mean, you're going to have that many less turnovers potentially. If Matt Ryan can't protect the ball with either throwing interceptions or fumbling, I get it. Interceptions are going to happen, but his fumbling needs to cut down to a minimum, especially if JT's going to be getting hurt and fumbling as well. On that note, let's talk about some good things. I could go on about the bad all day. There is so much bad that happened. It is not pretty. And then we want to talk there's so much good going on the field, and we're close. And as a Colts fan, I mean, I hate to tell you guys, but on the field during the games, you guys do not look like you're close. I mean, at least not in the first half anyway. If you want to get right, you're going to have to play all 4 quarters of the game. You're going to have to show up, start to finish, take your breather at halftime. When I seen Blackman not playing last week against the Titans, I knew we were in a world of hurt, because I already knew that Shaq was on limited snap count, and when he got hurt, I was like, oh. And then Buckner as well, I want to say they tried to limit him, but he played most of the game. And I don't think Blackman played at all. So, and JT got 40 yards. You've got to run. I mean, I know you got Simmons over there, but at the end of the day, you should be able to run it against this Titans defense. On that note, Will Fries came in place of Danny Pinner. I don't know if they seen my last podcast or what, because I made a point that Danny Pinner got pancaked and don't get me wrong, Danny Pinner is a great lineman. He's gonna be great in the league. He's just gotta improve somewhere. He's young, he's good, he's got this. Ball State boy represent. But yeah, I do believe Will Fries didn't do terrible. Could he have done better? Yeah. But the way that Reich was talking about him in the presser, I think that he had a really good game. He said he had to go watch the film, but I mean, I was watching the film as they played, and I mean, I went back and watched a couple runs. It's not that he didn't do bad. He upheld most of his stuff, but we just can't bust open anything. That's our biggest problem. And I'm trying to think of this other lineman's name. Hang on, give me just a second. I'll be able to pull it right out. He gets eat every game. He gets eat up every game. every game. Like, most of the time, he's just there. You know what I mean? He's just there. And he gets ate up. I want to say Pryor. Dude, I didn't even have to look it up. Yeah, the left tackle. Pryor, bro. He's terrible. Braden Smith has been doing pretty good. But Ryan Kelly has got to get better connections with Matt Ryan. And maybe even take some notes from this Philly center, from Matt Ryan's old center. I don't know if they just don't want to, like, hear each other out or what, but we've got to put ego to the side here, boys, and start connecting. Because it's hard. It's hurting JT. And the minute it starts hurting JT, you have the potentiality of risk of losing him after his contracts are up. Not that I'm saying that would ever happen, but it's a possibility, man. I mean, when you're the best player in the league and you want to see what you're worth and who you can win with, who's gonna pay you the most, I mean, just saying, it's a scary thing. All right, so problem that we've had, like I said, first half, right? We got to figure out what's going on with our left tackle situation, bro. So I'm telling you right now, that is where the problem is, boys. The left tackle and our center. Ryan Kelly, you better freaking step it up, son. I know you've had some problems, and I had some hard times and hard knocks these last fucking couple of years, pal. But I'm looking at you, you're looking at me. I'm going to need you to step it up because I know you're a beast, and I know you have it in you. And you got people like Matt Ryan doubting you. Bro, you better tell him the shovelware don't shine and be sending him heaters through them legs back to him in his shotgun. I mean, maybe that was the problem. Maybe you're hiking him too hard and he can't handle him because, I don't know, he's too old. I know, I'm just playing. But the way he's out there fumbling right now, he's playing like he's an old man. Like, come on now, man. You can't be fumbling like that out there this many times. It's crazy to me. All right, so Ryan Tannehill had 4 incompletions. 4 incompletions, no interceptions. Right there, that is not good. That's not good. You don't even need to know how many yards or touchdowns. If you've only thrown 4 incompletions and you threw the ball 21 times, that's all you need to know right there. He's not making incomplete passes. You're not getting pressure on him for 1, and you're not giving good coverage on the field 2. 2 tutties, 137. See? You tell me that he throws the ball 17 times, I would expect he'd have like close to 250. Nope. Not even 150. So, I mean, I'm telling you, Gus Bradley plays a lot of friggin' shell defense. So he's in like a prevent defense. Almost the entire first half, he's in a prevent defense. And then, when you're in a prevent defense like that, it opens up the run. And then you got Derrick Henry splashing on your head for 5 yards a carry, 114 yards and a tutty off 22 attempts. Like, whew. I mean, what are you going to do? And then you guys got guys like he spread the ball out completely. He hit 7 different passing targets, 17 completions, which tells me he knows you're playing the shell defense against him. He knows he has to dink and dime it. He knows he has to spread the ball out. All right, let's get into some Colts. Matt Ryan, not too terrible, except for your fumbles, bud. You can not fumble the ball. Maybe we have a chance. But 356, 2 tutties? Shoot, doggies. You can throw a pick every game if you're doing that. You're dealing for 356 and 2 tutties, I'll let you have an interception for free. That right there, we didn't lose this game because of Matt Ryan. See what I'm saying, you guys? Like, yeah, he lacked. But our defense lost us this game. And like I've brought up multiple times before, I don't like Gus Bradley. I don't like his scheme. I don't like his defense. I don't like Gus Bradley. I think we're paying him too much. Paying this dude way too much. Yeah, talk about last year all you want and with the Raiders and blah, 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 blah. Talk about that shit all you want. Talk about it all you want. I mean, I get it. They're fucking 1-3 now. So, and it looked like their defense carried them last year, and now their coordinator's gone and they're doing terrible. But I've already covered this in my last podcast video. And when you play in a division with better quarterbacks, you have to run a different type of style defense. You just have to. At the end of the day, you have to. You have to play a more conservative shell defense. In the Colts division, bro, you don't have to do that. There's no great quarterbacks that are in our division. I do not think Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback. I do not think Ryan Tannehill is a great quarterback. I definitely don't think Davis Mills is a good quarterback. It's just like Matt Ryan is by far the best quarterback in the division, in my opinion. Now, this year, he's doing terrible. Probably not, because he has like 7 fumbles or plus. But at the end of the day, it's Matt Ryan, bro. He's still throwing for 300 plus a game, and you know he's going to throw for 1 or 2 touchdowns. You know it. But when you give Jonathan Taylor the ball 20 times and he only gets 42 yards and no tutties, that just is crazy. Mo Alley has shutout game. Not a surprise. Matt Ryan had Kyle Pitts last year. Matt Ryan knows how to utilize his tight ends. And Tony Gonzalez and Kyle Pitts last year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Didn't he have Hooper or no? I might be wrong about that. I think he had Hooper one year too. Austin Hooper. That's we played against. I don't know. But he likes his tight ends. He's proven to like his tight ends. We've got a competitive tight end room right now. Take that to our advantage. And on top of that, when you got Alec Pierce getting 20 a clip and he gets 4 catches and gets 80 yards, that's nice. Looks good. Nice. And Granson showing out on special teams. Had a couple big catches. But my main man that really I thought personally had the couple biggest catches in the game, Ashton Dolan on 3rd down. He had a huge catch. It was amazing. I'm pulling for him. I mean, they let Desmond Patman go, so that tells me they like Dolan. Someone told me the other day that, I read on the report that Strawn beat out Patman. So does that mean Dolan's the 4? Is that what that means? Yeah? I'm pretty sure, because then you got Pittman, Pierce, Campbell, Dolan, right? Dolan would be your 4. Yeah, baby. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, boys, Dolan's he's gonna start breaking out within the next few years. I really like Ashton Dolan's game. Made very, 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 very key catch. I think he's gonna start, maybe not this year, but he's gonna start coming on. Maybe this year. Well, who knows? I really think that Pierce is gonna have a good year, though. I think Pittman's gonna have a good year. I mean, Campbell had a couple nice catches, but the way I feel like Reich was a little bit overexcited in the presser about Paris Campbell, because I didn't think Paris did that hot. Like, yeah, he had a couple nice snags, but they were not crucial, really. I don't recall. I don't remember them being a crucial catch at that time. They weren't big iconic plays for me, his catches. That's probably why I remember them slightly, but I don't remember what down and stuff they were on. But yeah, so end up losing that game. by only a touchdown, but really it felt like we lost that game by a lot more, is what it felt like. Even though we put up a total of, because Matt Ryan threw for like 350 and 350 something, and then Jonathan Taylor ran for like 40, so almost 400 yards of total offense. And then you got the fucking Titans that throw for like, what I say, 130, and then 137, and then Derrick Henry ran for like 112, I'm pretty sure, or no, I said 140, didn't I? Yeah, 140. So that's only 270, right? Yeah. So we almost, they didn't even, how many yards is that? It's like almost 130 more yards. Like, that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. And to have that significant amount of like less energy and really points until we got that second tutty and our defense held them out. Yeah, we gotta play better in the first half, boys. We really do. We just got to. All right, let's get into a little bit on these Broncos, huh? All right, so big thing about the Broncos right now, Javonte Williams is out. I do not believe he's going to be playing this Thursday night. That is good news. Injuries on as far as the Colts. I wonder if Jerry Judy's playing for the Broncos. I'm going to look at that real fast before I move on to the next subject. But the big thing that I do see happening is that Denver's not going to have that much of a run game. And Melvin Gordon had a pretty big fumble last week. So that has to be on our defense's brain, especially Gus Bradley, and the way you're running your freaking defense. You better take the knowledge that Melvin Gordon fumbled last week. So he might be a little bit more fumble prone. Usually when they get one, they get a little bit more prone to fumble a bit more. Now saying that, we'll move on to the next subject, which will be about Russell Wilson in particular. Dude threw for 237 and 2 tutties, no picks. Same amount of completions as Tannehill, and ended up giving the Raiders their first win on the season. But like I said again, quite a bit of significant amount of less yards for Wilson. Now, as a quarterback, and you could spread the ball out and move the ball down the field, that's what you want in your quarterback. Now, you need him to protect it, but you need him to move it as well. Matt Ryan's been moving the ball. So, I mean, I get why they're saying they're pretty close, but man, we got to do better at protecting it. We are so sloppy. But yeah, so besides, because I know Russell Wilson's a little bit mobile, or he's pretty mobile, I guess you could say, but I mean, he's not no Jalen Hurts out here. But saying that, or Kyler Murray, now saying that though, he is mobile, so you're gonna have to keep an eye on him, as I believe he ran one in against the Raiders. So really, he accounted for 3 touchdowns, but he had quite a bit of significant amount less yards. Now you're gonna get a lot of yards when you're down and you're trying to come back, so that's why Matt Ryan had a lot of yards in last week's game. We were down the entire game and down by a lot. So yeah, in those type of situations, I mean, JT still got his touches though, so that's good. But Matt Ryan was splashing the ball, and he had quite a bit of yards. Now, Thursday night game, we have not been good on the road. It's a little bit different out in Denver. Air's a little bit lighter. Ball travels a little bit farther, a little bit differently. Faster, I believe. But it is a winnable game. It's a winnable game. I mean, I was joking about the Chiefs and Chiefs beating us and on the money line or the exact score line of the last podcast. I did think that Colts did have a chance. I did bring that up quite a bit. But with the way we've been playing, I didn't think we were going to. So I think that win was a fluky win. especially with how we turned around and played against Tennessee in our home stadium. Um, so yeah, we got a lot to prove against this Broncos team, with no rush game right now. With Williams out and only having Gordon. I mean, Gordon's good back, but he's fumble prone. He just fumbled last week too. So we got to get to him. Darius Leonard not playing. Tyquan Lewis not playing. Two big key inactives, like both in concussion protocol, as well as Williams. He's not for concussion. I believe it's for his ankle. And then JT questionable because of his ankle. Blackman questionable as well. And they did say Buckner was questionable, but he'll play. Buckner will definitely play. Outside of that, though, Shaq is not playing and Lewis ain't playing. I do see Buckner. I really, 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 really want Blackman to get out there. When I didn't see him out there last week, I was a little worried. I really want Julian out there. We really need him out there. If the choice is up to him ultimately, I really hope he can pull through at least on like a limit count or something. But we need Blackman out there. And JT, I mean, if he's hurting, he's hurting, man. Like, don't risk it with him. Offense is a little bit different, but I do feel like Blackman needs to be out there. I feel like JT needs to potentially sit if it's kind of questionable for him. But if it's questionable for Blackman, I think Blackman should play. That's just me personally. But yeah, let's get into on the year. So the Colts, we got that tie against Houston. Jacksonville made us look silly. Pulled the win out at home against the Chiefs, which was a fluky win, but we won. And then the Titans whooped our butt in the first half last week, and then we looked a lot better defensively in the second half. We scored a touchdown, so not too terrible offensively second half. But we got to get better first half. Got to get better on defense first half. Defensively first half, we have to get better. Not even offensively. Our offense hasn't been awful completely, except in the Jacksonville game in the first half. But our defense has got to show up all 4 quarters of the game. All 4 quarters. Or it'll be a problem. It'll be a problem for sure. Alright, so let's get into a couple other key things on the day. As I hinted at before, some people were talking like Jim Irsay is upset, Jim Irsay is mad, Jim Irsay is about to explode. I've read a couple different things, okay? So, I do believe potentially Reich is not safe 110%. But, saying this as well, Jim Irsay took over the Colts from his father, and his father kind of made a couple of rash decisions. I did some research and quick firings and whatnot, and they never proved to be prosperous at all. Never anything positive. It was more negative stuff that really ultimately came out of it. It felt like than really positive, and I feel like he kind of got a taste of that whenever he was like, let's get rid of Wentz. He's not the answer. I don't like holding my breath when he hikes the ball. I want him out of here. And then we had the chance to get Matt Ryan because they're interested in Watson, and he's like, let's get him. I mean, we need a veteran quarterback. And outside of his fumbles, he hasn't done terrible. I mean, yeah, he's thrown interceptions, but that's gonna happen. Especially if you're throwing for as many yards as you are. That's okay to throw an interception if you're throwing it for over 300 in a game, dude. Now if you don't throw an interception, that's even better. But, like, you definitely can't be fumbling, though. But, ultimately, what I'm coming back to is I don't think, like, he'll let Frank Reich go middle of the season. If Frank Reich was to lose his job, I believe he'd probably lose it at the end of the year. And then we'd get a new head coach at the end of the year. I do not believe that Chris Ballard's really on the line just because the simple fact of his draft class and the way he drafts. And Dolan is, like I said, he drafted Dolan and he's making him look good, and he drafted Blackman, and I mean, he's just done a lot of good key things with this defense and this offense as well. And I just see it being very prosperous, especially with finding Pittman and JT. JT is a major diamond in the rough, but we've got to do some work with our O-line to really get it working for him. As I explained before, too, on the last podcast, if we're not creating him a hole to get him through the line of scrimmage, and he's the best running back in the league at yards after contact. But the problem this year has been his contact has been in the backfield, and he's been fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage. So if we can get him to the line of scrimmage without any contact, I mean, the dude's probably going to pick up on his average to 5-6 a clip again. That's the biggest thing, is we've got to get him rolling. We got to get him steamrolling. We've got to open a hole. Whether it's a huge one or not, then that's totally we've got to create some kind of hole. There's just not been any holes at all. I don't know if we need a new offensive line coach, or if we need to bring in a left tackle that bad. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Pryor. I am not a big fan of Pryor. He could be doing so much better. Pryor, you're on my hate list this week, bud, in case you haven't noticed. Fries, I didn't think you did too terrible, my dude. I didn't think you did too terrible. I mean, I don't recall him ever getting pancaked like Penner. To be honest with you, I do not. And if you get pancaked, that's kind of going to stick in my brain. I mean, I'm sorry, Danny. I mean, I hate to do you like that, bud. I know you're great, but it's sticking with me, man. And I just don't like to see what Pryor's been doing here lately. I just feel like a lot of pressure breaks down pretty easily on that side, and it's just never the prettiest. But it comes back to our defensive coordinator. And really, potentially, I don't know how much the offensive coordinator has to do with the offensive line, but Brady, I know you've been moving the ball, pal, down the field, but we've got to get it going in the first half a little bit sooner, and we better get this offensive line going, because I'm just going to start grouping Marcus Brady with the offensive line. I don't know if that's right or not, but I'm sorry, you're the offensive coordinator. You have some line at the end of the day. So you better figure out what's going on, because instead of I might let the offensive line coach go, but I'm letting you go too, because you didn't let me know about it beforehand. This is supposed to be a winning organization, and if we've got an area that we see that is obviously failing and we need to improve in, well, the first step is to let a coach go. At least like a lower coach. I don't think it is completely reforming the whole O-line, because we've got great pieces up there. So that's obviously can't be it to me. But what's obvious to me is we need some coaching. We need some good offensive line coaching in there. We need to take a few hints from the Eagles, maybe a few hints from Matt Ryan's old team. I want to say the Giants have a pretty decent one too. I can't remember though. But yeah, like, it's just crazy to me. Marcus Brady, you better be stepping it up, pal. And Gus Bradley, you too. Because I'm sorry, if I'm Jim Irsay, I ain't letting Frank Wright go. I'm firing Marcus Brady and Gus Bradley. Those are the two first guys I'm letting go. People are acting like it's Reich and Ballard. No. I'm letting the two coordinators go, and I'm bringing in two new ones that are going to right the ship. And he's going to make my coach look good for one, because they're going to listen to the coach's opinion, but he's going to be making him look good with his own stuff and how he puts them in with what the coach says as well. Because, man, we have not been looking good in that first half, boys, at all. I get it. Gus Bradley's defense in the second half has been great of all these games. But first half, Gus Bradley's defense, terrible. Terrible. But it's a winnable game. It's a winnable game. Broncos, I don't think that Williams should be back. If he's not back, that's a huge plus. Because that hurts the run game effectively. And then we could really use Blackman back for the Pats this week. That's what I'm saying. I really would love to see Julian Blackman back. Help out with that Russ deep game. But I think we got it. I think we'll be okay. My big question is if Jonathan Taylor plays. If he's hurting too bad, he won't play. Or if they're nervous about something, they won't play him, I feel like. But outside of that, I think Jonathan Taylor plays unless they have like a last minute red flag that pops up or something. I think JT plays. I hope Blackman plays. I hope. But I'm going to say if I'm ruling it right now, Blackman's not playing. Mark my words, Julian Blackman won't play, and that's going to be a huge factor. I want him to play. I really want him to play. I feel like he's not going to. And then you got Shaq not playing, Tyquan not playing. Tyquan's made huge difference coming off the bench. He's played a lot of snaps this year. Huge difference Tyquan has made. I like his game a lot. He's on the defensive bucket hat. He's done great things. I know he did really good last game or 2 games ago against the Chiefs, but my biggest thing is Gilmore, man. Gilmore, you did great against Kels, but where have you been, bud? I need you to start getting some interceptions. Kenny Moore, where you been, bud? I need you to start getting some interceptions, pal. We're going to start needing some takeaways defense. We got to start making it a little bit easier on yourselves and our offense. Let's prove what we're made of. McLeod, Rodney, let's do it, boys. Let's do it. All right? With all that being said, I do think Frank Reich is going to figure it out. I mean, he's never going to allude to too much. He'll be pretty honest, but he won't allude to too much. You know how he is. Most coaches are all like that anyway. But I do see it happening, boys. I see us winning. Let's go. In my head, I think McManus missed a field goal last week, so I'm pretty sure. Or was it a field goal? It was either a field goal or extra point. But let's see here. I'm going to say 19-24 Colts. That's going to be the final score. I believe McManus will miss an extra point. McLaughlin will hit a field goal. And yeah, we'll go from there, boys. I hope you guys all have a great day. Thank you for anybody that comes by and watches the stream. We really need to clot the bleeding. We need to figure out how to clot the bleeding. I'm excited, though. I ain't giving up hope on my Colts yet. Like Stephen A. said, I do not believe they're the most disappointing team in the league this year this far. I do not. They said the Saints and the Raiders were the 2 more disappointing teams. I agree with it. With that being said, I do think that we can maybe get right back on the right track. All that being said, I hope you guys all have a great evening, a great day, and a great night. Alright, you know what I'm saying? Woo, 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 woo. Rap Shit Kings, baby. You know what it is. I do hope you guys come back. I might do one Saturday. Talk about how the game went. Talk about how everything's been going and how everything looked. But 24-19, I do think the Colts win. Come out stronger first half. Play way stronger first half defense. We got to start making holes. We got to have our offensive line do better. Pryor's got to do better. Ryan Kelly's got to do better. Matt Ryan's got to do better at protecting the football. outside of that, Kylan Granson did great. Alec Pierce did great. Paris Campbell had a couple nice catches. We got to get Naeem Hines involved. With all that being said, I do think we beat them Broncos, baby. I do. Colts got this. Broncos are a beatable team. Very, 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 very beatable. But what happens when we play beatable teams? We play down to their level. So even though we've been playing terrible all year, I think it's going to be a pretty terrible game back and forth. They might not even score that many points. 19-24 is kind of ranking it kind of high. Let's do. Yeah, I'm changing that. They're not going to score that many points. Let's do 20 from the Colts. And let's go 13. 20-13. Final score. 20 Colts, 13 Broncos. Think there's only going to be one touchdown scored for the Broncos, 2 field goals, or maybe 2 touchdowns and a missed field goal, something like that. And then the Colts, bye. But then the Colts, I do believe that that they will score 2 tutties and they'll kick 2 field goals as well. With that being said, I hope you guys all have a good one. One more thing before I head out, you guys. One more thing. I do believe Saturday will probably be the next time I stream, or next time I pull it up podcast. But don't get down, Colts Nation. Don't get down. I feel like it's kind of been a kind of Debbie Downer stream today, but don't be down. Stephen A said we're not even the most disappointing team, which is surprising. Stephen, you know how Stephen A can be. And I just think that we'll be okay. Matt Ryan's going to stop fumbling the ball as much. He's going to get on the right page with Ryan Kelly. I can't promise you Pryor's going to step it up. We might need to do something about that. Ballard. But saying that, I would say the Colts beat the Broncos. And we need to beat the Broncos because our record cannot get any worse hopefully. But we need to win this game first as a variable winnable game. Final score will be 20-13. Colts win it. And I will see you guys Saturday. Rap Sheet Kings Colts podcast. Out, baby. Isaiah Rodgers, big stepping it up. Kylan Granson, big stepping it up. My 2 young guys for the week, by the way. My 2 picks. 2 young guns. 2 guys. They're doing good. With that being said, you guys have a good one. I will see you guys later. Come on, clot the bleeding, baby. Clot the bleeding. Peace out, you guys.
up on him with the Mac 10 thumping. This is my life and you can't tell me nothing. I'ma keep rolling, I'ma keep on stunting, doing my own thing, staying out till the morning. Run up on him with the Mac 10 thumping. This is my life and you can't tell me nothing. I'ma keep rolling, I'ma keep on stunting, doing my own thing, staying out till the morning.
So it's Whiskey Mike and lately I've been on it. 2 blunts ain't enough, I'ma need like 20.